If I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Got it where you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, we are back. Hey, guys. Old Man G here, back again with a match reaction. It was Leicester anyway, 0. Manchester United 1. As you can see, a goal by Jadon Sancho, and United unbeaten 3-2 clean sheets in 3 games, only conceding 1 goal in 3, which, I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that Manchester United have been very defensively solid at the back ever since Maguire was dropped, and Lisandro Martinez and Varane. I mean, it's just a great partnership. It's just a great partnership. But before we get into it, if you are new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitch, X, smash the notification button for latest Manchester news as well. Also, guys, we will be doing I'll be doing a brief transfer. Well, we're going live anyway from 11 o'clock. If you stay with us, we'll be having a transfer. We'll be basically doing a transfer deadline day review show, basically. So the transfer should close in about 40 minutes from now. I would have normally been going live like now, but unfortunately, United were playing today. So I have to do this match reaction and then postpone that till 11 o'clock when it gets on. So yeah, so if you want to come to this transfer deadline show, discuss your team, etc., then feel free. The link will be in the description. I'll also be posting a link on Twitter as well for those who want to get involved as well. So yeah, let me know. And make sure you like the vid. It goes a long way, guys. Shout out to SMB in the comments, man. Hope you're doing well. Yo, what's up? I don't know how to process this game. Leicester's horrible, but at the same time, Manchester United is improving. I actually take, because the thing is, what I would say with this is that I don't think Leicester weren't great, but I think they were better. You've got to understand that they did. I think it was Ndidi, Maddison, and Barnes, I think, came back into this team compared to before. So this is actually as strong as probably Leicester are going to be in terms of attack 11. Obviously, they didn't get any sort of really big sort of signings. That's obviously a big issue. But I'd say that this is a Leicester team that is close enough to full strength compared to the previous Hutchinson. So United held themselves well, in my personal opinion. I think they did. Shout out to Paredes. What's up, RDS? Great win, 3 in a row. Told you Leicester are horrible. Rodgers will get sacked. I mean, I'm not sure because he wasn't backed. And to be fair to Brendan, like he wasn't actually backed, so whether he'll get sacked or not, I'm not entirely sure. I think they might give him at least a little bit more time, in my personal opinion. Um, Eddie says, "Big up RDS. Similar wins to Southampton. Can't wait till this team is more progressive." Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. If you're honest, as a football like purist, sorry guys, as a football purist, like it wasn't the best game to watch. I'm not gonna lie, it really, really wasn't. However, um, we got the job done, and more importantly, and I think one of the things that why I'm confident in this team is that the defense looks solid. The defense looks solid because if you can keep a clean sheet against like Southampton, against Leicester, etc., then against if when you can keep a clean sheet against what I would call these mid-table teams, then against the bottom teams like your Bournemouths, like your Nottingham Forest, etc., it will be more straightforward because at the very least, if a team wants to get top four, they've got to get their defense in check. And from the looks of things, United's defense, Varane and we got to pray to God that Martinez and Varane stay fit for all the season. Pray to God that they pray to God that they stay fit for us this season because we need them to be solid. We need them to be solid because I can't. If Maguire comes back into centre back, it's just going to disrupt everything. Maguire really has to fight. I don't know if those two are fit. I don't know how Maguire comes back into this team. Baye is gone. Okay, fine, whatever. But Leicester. We got Lindelof. I think is back in training, and then Phil Jones. I don't know what Phil Jones is doing. So basically, Maguire and Lindelof are the two. Personally, I think if Maguire, I think I don't actually understand why Maguire decides to stay to fight for his position. To be honest, because I mean maybe Southgate might still pick him, but he's not going to be playing football for quite some time. So at least that's what I think anyway. Top Sheba Shouty Man says, seems like Ten Hag is at least building some foundation, but my God, the long bow of the top to Rashford needs to stop. Not Ten Hag, but yeah, that was. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The sort of Brexit FC players, i.e., Rashford, McTominay, and not Bruno technically, but Bruno. Those three, for me, I didn't think they were that great today. I don't think that they've improved massively. Everyone around them I can see has improved. The defense looks better. The midfield looks better. So, but Rashford, Bruno, and McTominay still look not great. Like Rashford's decision making again today was not good. I think McTominay was all right. I can't really cuss McTominay that much, even though he was giving away some sloppy fouls. But my God, Bruno, man, sometimes I'm like seriously, he was just so like. To be honest, like I really, really hope because Casemiro came from the bench. Casemiro has to start. Okay, like Casemiro has to start. I would drop Rashford personally, but apparently Ten Hag's happy with him being the number 9. I think that's odd. You can't play number 9 Rashford against Arsenal, in my personal opinion. But Anthony will probably play, so you're probably going to play Anthony on the right and Sancho on the left because Sancho looks like he's good on the left, so he's going to play on the left and Anthony on the right, and then presumably Rashford or Martial up top or whatever. But I would love it if they just played. If you're going to play McTominay, I'd rather you play Casemiro, Eriksen, and then I don't know, Van der Beek or Fred or something. Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen would be my ideal midfield. Okay, you're not going to do that. Okay, at least play Casemiro, McTominay, and then Eriksen. Bruno for me is he's actually annoying me right now, and it's actually getting really, really frustrating. And yes, Leicester was really bad. The defense is sort of exactly, it's super solid. Powders, you're right. The moment Luke Shaw Maguire come back is that, but yeah. I mean, it's just interesting. This back four, you literally add because Varane, I guess, played quite a few games last season, and Dalot played last season. You literally take 2 players out of that back four, and that back four looks solid. Maguire, Shaw out. Malacia, who looks. I mean, I think when I do my man of the matches and obviously put the poll on the community page, it's going to be the same players again. It's going to be who's your man of the match? Dalot, Martinez, Varane, or Malacia. It's going to be those. I would put in Sancho for the goal. I might still put him, but I feel that after the goal, I think he faded a bit. But it's going to be the defense again. It really, really is. People are overacting the first two matches. Give Ten Hag time and he'll perform. I think people are overacting because I still saw Maguire and Shaw being picked. I still saw the same nonsense. Had he started by playing Malacia and Martins and Varane and those, then fair enough. But I think it's the fact that we still saw the same shades of last season. And if he was going to continue, like the reality is that had Ten Hag persist with Luke Shaw and Maguire, we would probably still be we'd probably be in the relegation zone. We actually would be in the relegation zone, actually. SMB, RDS, I think United is a right back, a centre striker away from competing. Ten Hag must improve. Yeah, no, I agree. You know, obviously the transfer deadline show will be at 11 o'clock, so I'm not going to be live for too long. But I'm going to talk about that on the show, where I'll rate the transfers that United have had. But to be honest, United need to do more. I think all the signs were good. I think the positive thing about this transfer window is that all the signings were, well, we'll see what Anthony does, but so far all the signings have been good signings. Martinez has been good, partnering with Varane. Eriksen has been solid. Malacia has been very solid, a steal, and Casemiro looks good. Like Casemiro just looks like he doesn't need to adapt at all. That's why I don't get why he needs to. I mean, maybe he can't play this minutes, but like for me, he needs to start, especially against Arsenal, because Arsenal, I think, Partey is going to be out for a while, so we need to control that midfield if we're going to beat Arsenal. SMB Sanchez begins to play again. Yeah, he just needs to be more consistent with it, I think, in my opinion. Also, to Casemiro starts, team will improve massively. Anthony and Sancho. Yeah, exactly. Because I think the frustrating thing about this game, the most frustrating thing in this game is that United controlled midfield, the possession for large swathes of this game, especially in the first half. And for whatever reason, we couldn't finish. United couldn't actually finish. We couldn't. We couldn't at all. Rashford had his chances. Sancho his chances. Even Ronaldo came on. If he'd scored that bicycle kick, he would have been saying "sue" to everybody. But they had the chances, but we couldn't finish. So I posted a tweet. I said, if we lose this game, it'll be because of our forwards. It won't be because of defense. Because our defense has done very, very well. Very well. Defense has been very, very well. But for whatever reason, they couldn't finish. So I'm hoping that when Anthony comes into this team, like for me, if you're gonna drop CR7, which it looks like he's going to come off from the bench, you play, and when Martial comes back, whenever he comes back, you have to play Martial, Anthony, and Sancho together, and Rashford hogs the bench personally, and then Casemiro come in. Bruno is the most anti-Ten Hag. Yeah, Bruno is a problem. Bruno is a problem that I'm not sure how it's going to be fixed, because he's quite a senior player. Much like the Ronaldo problem, he's for me he's a problem. He's a problem. But I said Ten Hag is ruthless and will drop players if they don't perform. Nobody's going to start. Ten saw their performances and dropped them. I mean, yes, he did for those two. Although I'd make an argument that certain players like Rashford, McTominay, and Bruno, like I said, have like even today. I was like, how come McTominay has played for 90 minutes? How come Rashford has almost played for 90 minutes? How come Bruno has played for 90 minutes? Those three players, like the players that came off, Sancho, I think, had a better game than Rashford. Who was Alanga actually had an okay game. Like I'm usually quite critical of Alanga, but Alanga had a good game, but he took the players off that I didn't think deserved to come off personally. It's a good foundation for a team. By the way, Sancho's class. Yep, I guess, like I said, only what's the code? Only Bundesliga tax only applies to Chelsea FC. Albert Condena says, RDS, I finally made it. You mean to a live stream? Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you for joining, buddy. Appreciate it. Defense is good. Bruno has to be one of the most confident players I've ever seen. Almost borderline delusional. This guy has never seen a pass. He didn't. Yeah, I don't know, bro. When is CR7 gonna get a full match? I don't think he is going to. I think he's had a negotiation. So I'm just gonna quickly get something. I think he's had a negotiation with a conversation with Ten Hag, and I think the conversation is negotiating Ronaldo's all going this season, because Ronaldo clearly, sorry, dry throat. Ronaldo clearly, he clearly can't. He's not going to be able to play the full 90 minutes. Ronaldo, he's really not. He's really not. Bruno Luz, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. I agree. I don't see CR7 getting put into his team. No, he'll be on from the bench. Personally, for me, like for Ronaldo, I would just. It's a difficult one. He's obviously going to stay. But for me, he, you play him in the cup competitions. He probably doesn't want to be in the Europa League. So you probably play him mostly in the FA Cup and league games and keep him fresh. And then maybe he goes in January or something like that until maybe United can get a striker in. Maybe. You never know. United might get into a title race. Who knows? But here we go. Shout out to Efak in the chat, man. I can't believe how crap. Yeah, well, in fairness to Leicester, they've not made any signings as far as I'm aware. They've sold players. They've sold a load of players. Obviously, Wesley Fofana for the amount, but they've not made anything because they have to pull the financial purse strings of financial fair play. Financial fair play seems to punish certain teams and not other teams. I'm not quite sure how FFP works these days. I'm really not. Martial for Rashford would improve the team. Yeah. We don't have a number 9. Rashford's not a number 9. We saw it today. He was bad. Ten Hag might be resting guys that he thinks could be big late in the season, long season ahead. Well, I hope that he was resting guys for Arsenal, because I hope against Arsenal. I mean, I guess you can make an argument. It's an undefeated team. Why change a good team? Why change a good team? It's undefeated. It's working together. Why change it? But I think against Arsenal, I think we'll be punished more against Arsenal. Arsenal at Old Trafford is going to be a test, because they've got a lot of confidence going in to this game. They're unbeaten in 5. So I mean, to be honest, Manchester United should be unbeaten in 5. We shouldn't have been spanked by Brentford. We should have beaten Brentford, and we shouldn't have lost to Brighton at home. So those games should have been easy wins. They really, really should have. So Arsenal is going to be, for me, is going to be the first test for this Manchester United team. And if we can beat Arsenal, then okay, maybe we can at least, I can at least think that we might have a good enough season to at least finish in the top 4 comfortably. Especially if the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and other teams struggle. Zach says, you happy with the 3 points, but geez, both teams were awful offensively. Yeah. Our teams were garbage offensively, but Leicester was worse. I mean, looking at the stats here, Leicester had 10 shots, United 9, only 2 shots on target for both teams. Overall, more or less a similar possession. I think we had more in the first half, but I think we conceded the possession in the second half more so. Pass accuracy for United was poor. This is probably down to Bruno, to be perfectly honest. We did commit a lot of fouls. Yellow cards to 3 United players as well. And obviously 3 set pieces. So, a very dull and boring game, to be quite honest. But like I said, United won the game because of their defenders, not because of the attackers. Although, shout out to Sancho for scoring like an amazing goal. An amazing goal. Let me just have a quick look. Let's just have a quick look at the United's next upcoming fixtures here. So, obviously Arsenal, and stay tuned to the preview. Egal from Egal TV will be on the channel. Egal will be on. We'll be doing hopefully a good pre-match stream. So that'll be good. Real Sociedad, we can rotate a bit. I hope, we should be winning this game. So let's rotate. Palace away is always tough. It is Sheriff, and then Leeds, then City, and then Everton away, man. So to be honest, our next 5 games are, we really should have beaten Brighton and Brentford, because I think our next 5 games are going to be the true test of where United are going to finish this season. I think. So if we can beat Arsenal, we can and try and get something away from Palace. Even Leeds now under Jesse Marsh look good. So all these games, Arsenal at home, Palace away, under Vieira look good, Leeds look good, City away, Everton, okay, if Lampard's still there, I don't know, but still Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea, West Ham at home. Like United's next 10 games are tough. They're tough. They're tough, guys. They're tough. So if United are going to do anything this season, we've got to get something from those next 10 games because, like, a lot of the teams that I've mentioned here, we lost last season. We lost to Arsenal. Well, we drew with them at home. We lost, I think lost to Palace away. We beat Leeds at home, but they've got a new manager who looks good. Spanked Chelsea 3-0. Lost to City away last season. Lost to Everton away last season. We beat Newcastle at home last season, but again, they look good with Saint Maximin. They're looking solid. We beat Spurs, so fair enough. Although, we never know of Spurs. Chelsea, where I think was a draw, and we beat West Ham, I think. So no easy games is what I'm saying. So it's going to be a real test for this defensive Manchester United side. But I think that I'm encouraged, more importantly, that this Manchester United side can actually defend. If we can keep the clean sheets and we can focus on that, then who knows what this Manchester United side can achieve. SMB says the Arsenal game is a big game because this might be the only game where you have a little bit of breathing room schedule-wise. Because I think essentially from next week, it's going to be 2 games a week. So this is where the squad depth is going to come in. So for people saying Ronaldo's not going to play, I think Ronaldo will play. I suspect that Ten Hag will alternate. So that maybe Ronaldo plays in the Europa League or not. I'm not entirely sure, but he will make changes. Maybe he'll throw in some youth like Garnacho, for example. Personally, I think that the using Garnacho, Hannibal, etc. is a good idea in my personal opinion. I think we will beat Arsenal. Arsenal beat in the top side. We have but I mean the thing is Arsenal's Arsenal's defense actually looks really good as well. They've improved their defense, so Arsenal look good. I wouldn't underestimate them at all, especially because last season they beat us at the Emirates. Although we did last season manage to still beat them. I'll bet it was again defensive issues there. So true Arsenal are yet to play a top side. Yeah, you can't start Rashford against Lee, but that's the key. That's the thing. This is what I'm saying. This is the thing that worries me. This is the thing that worries me about Arsenal is that you cannot start Rashford against Saliba and Gabriel in defense. Like you can't start Rash Bandicoot as a number 9 against Arsenal. You can't. I would rather start Ronaldo against Arsenal than Rash Bandicoot. It's not as a number 9. It's not going to work. We did beat Arsenal at home. We did. We just lost to them at the Emirates. Which cups do you think United can realistically win this season? Not the Premier League, obviously. They've got a good if they keep this solidness, they've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. They've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. I think if they keep this team solidity, then they've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. Although that depends on the Champions League teams that fall into the competition. It's always difficult with whichever teams fall in. But they could go on they could go on a decent. I mean, even the EFL Cup, our draw is pretty good. I think we've got Aston Villa at home, and they're not playing particularly well. So I think potentially we've got a good run. It just depends. It depends on who United play, because so far, really, the only thing I can take in the last 3 games is that United have defensively shaped up, and that if the defense stays like this, we can certainly, get wins, get points against mid-table to bottom-table sides if we shore things up like that. So I'm not particularly concerned against, when we now go and play against a Nottingham or Bournemouth or any of those teams, which we don't seem to be playing against. for quite some time, which I find is interesting, like at all. Because when do we receive? When does? Let's go back to the fixtures again. Let's go back to United's fixtures. Let's have a because obviously the World Cup it keeps on going. We have Villa. We have Villa back to back, which is odd. Villa away, yeah, and then Villa at home in the EFL Cup. Um, and then obviously there's a gap because this is World Cup time, so we end with Fulham, and then the Christmas period. So yeah, I mean, I guess the game before Fulham away, and then the Christmas period. There's only 3 games. Forest at home, Wolves away, and Bournemouth at home. So you like to think that Wolves is always tough, but again, because our defense is solid, we should hopefully get something from that. And then these two, you'd like to think we should be able to beat these 2 teams depending on where they are. So it's not actually a bad. And then we have City at Old Trafford, man. Jeez, man, Manchester United. What can you do with this team? Where it's gonna be a difficult season, but let's see what happens. If we play like on Sunday, we may have to accept an L, but we'll definitely play better. Yeah, we have to play better than this. But more importantly, from the attacking line, you know, Rashford can't play as number 9. I think you. If I was to pick the starting 11, I'll talk about that in the preview with a gal. It would be Ronaldo, Sancho, and Anthony as a starting as the top 3, and then Casemiro, Fred and McTominay, and then Ericsson. That would be what I would pick. But that's not going to happen. So it is what it is. I watch Arsenal play Fulham and I'm not that impressed. Gabriel's error pro made mistakes. Mitrovic scored. Yeah, but you know they came back. It's mentality. We still have Anthony and Marshall. Yeah. Anthony, yes. Marshall, I don't really rely on Marshall because he's getting too injury prone right now. And at this point, I'm just thinking that we might as well just cut our losses and sell him because we need a player to play for at least 10 games of the season before he gets injured instead of getting injured all the time. Ten Hag some tactics in Liverpool for us. Arsenal can have the ball. Our defense is super solid. Then we hit on counter with Rashford. Yeah, that's true. That could work. We can definitely hit them in the break. And I do think the loss of Thomas Partey, that's why I think the midfield battle was key. Because I think the loss of Thomas Partey in that, if we play Casemiro, McTominay, and Ericsson, I actually think we could probably dominate that Arsenal midfield. So because the loss of Partey in that midfield, because he's out for like a while, will be very, very telling, in my personal opinion. I was told Ronaldo can't press, but Rashford doesn't. I don't know what Rashford does really. Sometimes I really don't. Add 74, man. How you doing, bro? Make sure he'll be on the transfer. 50 minutes actually, and then we'll go straight into the United transfer deadline show. So make sure you miss it. Atonement says, how long is Martial out for? I'm not sure. The Ten Hag press conference just said that Martial was still out with an injury. Usually for me, that means that Martial's out for like a month. So I don't expect Martial back because he wasn't in training. So I don't expect Martial, like Lindelof is in training, for example. So I expect Lindelof will be back for Arsenal, but Martial is not. So for me, that tells me Martial's probably not going to be back till possibly like mid-September or something, which is quite sad and or annoying. I'm confident we will have 4 wins in a row. The match against Arsenal will be similar to our win against Liverpool. Ten Hag can adopt his tactics, hopefully. Who was your man of the match? I mean, it goes to, and like I said, I'll probably put, in fact, let me put the poll in the chat, and I'll put a poll in the thing, because to me, it goes to all the defenders again. It really does. I would put Sancho on just for the goal alone, but to be honest, we won that game because we could defend. We won that game. If we couldn't defend, I don't think Leicester would have won, but it could certainly have been a draw, a very frustrated draw, because they did break on us a few times. So I will put the poll in the chat. 1 second. Jeez, I need to get a new computer. My computer is so slow. So I apologize, everybody. While I wait for that to just continue loading. It's like doing multiple functions with this computer. It just make it's brickish. It's very, very brickish. Whoa, sorry about that. I didn't even know I was kicked out. Sorry about that, everybody. Jeez, man. Yes, I do need to get. It's not even the Wi-Fi, because my Wi-Fi is actually good. I actually think it's the computer that actually messes this up. So I'm not going to try that again. So sorry about that, everybody. Um, so good. Okay. So probably Marshall. Yeah, Marshall is going to be out for the next Arsenal game. He will. Rashford can't play as a striker. His link up play is, yeah, he has no link up play at all. He's not. Easily Varane. Yeah, my man of the match would probably be yeah, I think I'd actually go for Varane just slightly today. I think I go for Varane just slightly. I think that like the amount of interceptions that Varane actually made today, I think was sensational, and the leadership that he also showed as well was just was great. Was what we needed. So yeah, I would definitely say that Varane was my man of the match. Sorry, back on camera now. Apologies for the technical issues. Um, our goal, GD is still -2, and we have 3 wins in a row. Well, when you get spanked by Brentford, for goodness sake, then you know what can you do? Dallo man of the match. Yep, Dallo. Okay, fair. Varane, Martinez, or Sancho. Exactly. So a lot of people saying the defense being the man of the match. So, and I wouldn't particularly disagree, to be honest. I wouldn't with that. Um, so yeah, let's see what happens. Paradise says it shows that bench is strong if we can bring up like Ronaldo from the bench. RDS, I agree. Casemiro will start next match, and I think he will. And also Zach says man of the match as well. Yeah, I mean, if to be honest, if you look at the United bench, some of those players there could have easily been United midfield. You know, you've got Casemiro on the bench, you've got Fred on the bench, you've got Ronaldo on the bench, you've got Van der Beek on the bench. Um, those 4 players alone could have all been in the starting 11. You know what I mean? Not to mention youth prospects with Garnacho, etc. So it is good to see that Manchester United at least have a good squad coming along. I think that's actually very, very important. Uh, you know, is Wan-Bissaka going to be involved in this season? I don't know. I think he's probably going to go. Likewise with Shaw, how much game time are those guys going to get? Really, who knows? But yeah, United look like they have a decent squad again, I think. But I do still think that we need to get in the number 9, a right back, and so on and so forth. We'll talk about that in 5 minutes because, guys, rounding up the show here, Los Blancos Abbey. I'm still on loan to Madrid, guys. I'm still on loan to Madrid. So I just happened to be passing by in Manchester, So Varane was amazing. Yeah, no, he was. Guys, this is we're rounding things up here, but stay on the channel because we'll be live redirecting to the United Transfer Deadline Day show, which I'll be kicking off from about 11 BST. So that's in the next 10 minutes, where I'll be going through what I think my personal thoughts on the Manchester United transfer window, and in general. And we'll be getting quite a few people on to have those conversations. So make sure that you like the video and subscribe to it if you're new. Make sure that you stay in the chat as well. We are going to be live still. This video will redirect into the United Transfer Deadline show, where we'll be talking about how you guys felt about the United Transfer and how other teams as well felt about the Transfer Deadline show as well. So make sure that you get involved with that as well. Just leave them some final comments. The insane transfer will end in 8 minutes. Exactly. I need CR7 to Madrid, free CR7. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. F2 Junior. I'm also loaning to United. Low. Right, guys, remember, stay tuned. United Transfer Deadline show on. See you guys there in a bit. Like the vid. I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now.